Hey everybody, Crypto Chris here. Today is my last day at home. Been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get everything done. Why does it take so much stuff to do when you go on vacation? I just don't understand. So, got Joe invited. He should be here any minute. And today we're going to talk about Bitcoin pricing. We're also going to talk about Joe starting an ICO class he's real excited about. And, some other things we're going to talk about. Zanduja apparently is having a glitch with the email system. We're going to talk about that as well. So we just got a lot of things we're going to talk about today. Primarily and mostly we will be talking about, we're going to be talking about the pricing. Good old BTC. Hey, Joe.
Buddy, what y'all going on?
What do you know, man?
Not a lot. Okay, where we at here?
Well, I told them what we're going to talk about today, BTC pricing.
BTC.
I also told them we were going to talk about your ICO class that you want to start, that you're super excited about.
Yes, I am.
And I also told them that we would do a little bit of talking about Zanduja and the fact that it seems like there might be a broken link or something in the email system. So we'll have to get with Kathy on that, but I'll send her a message as we speak.
Right on.
So how you doing today, buddy?
Oh, I'm good. I'm doing real good. Hold on. I'm doing a thing today until about 10 minutes ago. So I thought we were just doing one tonight.
Surprise.
But we're doing two times.
Hey, you got to kick me off right on my vacation, brother.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're on vacation. You're on vacation.
You know, you got to kick me off right on my vacation. You can't let me slack off now.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do.
Talk to me.
Okay. I'm going to do this little ice, okay? And I'm going to see if anybody wants to do it. I'm going to watch an hour and 40 minutes. Put a Zoom if you want to do it. We'll watch it. I know that's what I know it really is. But this is something that needs to be seen. And make your mind up where you want to be. Because if you're just in something to make a little bit of money, then you're not really the ones that I want to deal with on this. Just be completely honest with you. You know what I mean? If you want to make an impact, if you want to make a statement, if you want to do something, then hell yeah, do that. You know what I mean? Then that's what I'm looking for, not somebody that's trying to make $100.
Hang on, guys. My back door just blew open, and I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. Sorry, Joe.
Being mean, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to be honest about stuff. And, I'll be honest with you guys. Help, plain as, I don't have the time to do all this stuff. I want to do it. That takes a lot of the fun out of it. I like working with people and doing things. And learning is an exercise that we can all do together.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like stretching. Stretch your mind a little bit, and you won't pull it so much. Start working it. You know what I mean? You won't get those headaches when you try a little bit, stretching. In the mind. You know what I mean?
Joe, are you moving around a lot? You need to sit still because you're breaking up. And I think what's happening is you're moving is your noise cancellation is kicking in.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
When you sit still, we hear you very, very well.
That's difficult.
I know. But your chair makes noise, and because you and I talk so much, I can pretty much tell, because they're saying you're breaking up. You are breaking up, but I know that it's because you're moving.
Okay, I'm still trying to get to the Facebook thing over here because I didn't have time to get to it.
That's all right, brother. It's all good.
Give me
just
a second.
Yep. So I'm going to talk for a minute about this BTC pricing. So everybody's really excited, and it's kind of funny. We were talking about it yesterday, and we were talking about, how people don't really get excited when it's down, and they don't recommend that people buy when it's down, and they don't, they don't really contribute in a lot of ways, right? When it's down, and that's the exact opposite, y'all. That's like the reverse of what we all should be doing. For real, like sincerely, we need to be on top of it. We need to be, excuse me, we need to be able to we need to be able to advise people. And Joe's ICO thing is perfect. You know, and if anybody got offended or if anybody gets offended on the replay, it is what it is. You just going to have to get a thicker skin, because at the end of the day, we are going to have to, we're going to have to be more business minded. Like, we love everybody. Joe and I love everybody, right? Like, you know, we could be best friends with our arch enemy for the most part, but at the same time, you know, we're not going to excuse, that's a good word, we're not going to excuse people from doing some work, because if you don't do the work, you can't get the reward. I mean, it's just that simple.
Well, and the way I'm looking at it too, hey Patty, hey Sharon, you know, Bethany, Harry, yeah, hi everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. It's just all right now. But what I'm saying is, I'm not coming across in a bad way, but the people that want to be on the team to learn how to do this stuff, don't take up time if you're not going to use it.
Right.
Don't need to know how an ICO works.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to do one, you really don't know how to. You know what I mean? You know, hey, wait a second. Is it worth me putting my money in it and making money from it? That's all you need to know. That's it. Investigate it, but you don't need to know how to actually do it. There's a big difference in knowing how to build a car and just driving a car. If all you want to do is drive the car, that's fine. There's that. But I want to build the car. You know, I want to tackle some of these big issues that are out there in the world, and we can do that right. You know, this is a change for people to do. And I know,
put some more in there.
Man, this is just a thing to make money.
Right.
Okay. So, thing. Okay, you got a great vehicle to make money, but you also got a great vehicle called education.
Yes.
You know, you got a real good start on most of the world. You know, I mean, 80% of it at least. You know, and now take that and go with it. You know what I mean? Aren't you guys getting bored? I mean, I hate to say it, but I am.
Well, here's the thing: is you know,
do more the same stuff. You know what I mean? Because I have all this knowledge. Why not use it? It's just,
you know, Joe, when you say probably 80%, I would say it's even higher than that. And the reason I say that is because mass adoption is not even predicted to happen until 2020. Mass adoption, y'all. Like, you know, this activity that we've been seeing, we just hit 75.50, by the way, on Bitcoin. This activity that we've been seeing, y'all, this is nothing. These are just the people that believe in decentralization and believe in something coming, right? Like, they believe that something's coming, something's happening. That's all you got right now. So imagine when the world, if you will, and not everybody will participate, because there's never 100% of anything, but imagine when the world embraces what we've been doing, and they get involved and they start getting excited, and, you know, their adrenaline starts going and their blood pressure starts going up, and, you know, and right. So the numbers are going to get really, really big, really fast.
All right, and this is the thing. The reason we can kind of gauge not mass adoption and that people don't quite understand what's going on is there wasn't a real high market cap when it was down to 5 something. And anybody that had a brain, I'm not, but I mean, if you've gone through any of the cryptogenics training, or if you listened to us more than once, you would have known buy. Sorry, you buy when there's blood in the street. That's not a new thing. That's not some revolutionary thing that just coming out with crypto.
Right.
Hell, don't you wish you would have bought GM during the crisis at 6 cents a share? You know what I mean? Or, I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, it's what the world doesn't really know about this, and we do, and we have an amazing opportunity, right? An opportunity that won't be posed to you at a time in your life.
No.
And you might have had it with the internet, you know, with all that. But I don't know. Maybe you weren't in the place to do it, or I mean, I wasn't really old, honestly. You know what I mean? But this is an opportunity for people to make something real. And we're not talking. I'm not talking about making a little bit of money trading crypto, or even, you know, selling a program. That's not what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's what that program gives you. You've already bought it. Now use it. You know what I mean? You spent the money. Okay. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, nobody gives a damn about the education. They just want to MLM it all day long. I'm like, okay, that's saying that. Okay. And I know that makes a lot of money for a lot of people. Okay. But do you want to make the money they're making or the money you're making? Think about it. You know what I mean? There's nothing stopping you from being everybody else. You know what I mean? You have the power right in your hands. Kathy King put a picture up today, and it was two hands like this with the world on it.
With the world on them.
And there's no truer statement than that right now.
Mm-hmm.
It truly, you know, be a go-getter. Go out there, take a chance. I'm not saying mortgage your home. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying there's a lot of stuff you can do that costs almost nothing.
Yes.
It doesn't cost you anything to write a white paper, guys.
Right.
It doesn't cost. Now, personally, I need someone to write one for me because I'm just not linguistic enough to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm just not a good writer like that.
Pam
you know
Gautry is.
See, that's what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure that kind of I had her pegged for that, anyways. You know, but you know, like Rob, what are you doing with all this stuff? Are you mad that you're not getting your Lambos? Where's your Lambo?
Where's your Lambos, Rob?
You know, this is an opportunity for everybody to get out and do, and I think a lot of people agree with me. But you know, let's figure something out. Let's you know, build something. Let's help somebody if that's what you want to do.
Yes.
You know, build an ICO to help people. Let's do that. Let's take some water to Africa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to go to Haiti because Haiti's just there's too much. There's too much, and that's why Haiti never gets anywhere, because there's so much nonprofit there that the country can't come up on its own because there's so much free crap.
Right.
You know what I mean? I buy rice from the rice farmer when you're getting bags of it for free.
Exactly.
From everybody else feel good, running these huge conglomerates they're huge companies. You know what I mean? And that's not bad. I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. That's not what I mean.
Right.
But you invest in some people, you know, and I'm not, and this is what everybody doesn't understand. Nonprofits, that's not free, guys. I don't know if people hear that and they're like, well, why would I work for a nonprofit? I wouldn't get paid. That's not what that means. It doesn't. You're basically not paying taxes, and you're putting all of it back into the company and paying your employees and paying for the things you have. You don't show a profit margin at the end of the year.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not stacking your account, but you can still get a salary.
And if you end up with a profit, then you're in. You need to restructure.
Yeah.
You need to restructure. You're no longer a nonprofit. Trust me.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of people watching the BTC, and so while you were talking, I was listening and agreeing, and I was also doing a little bit of research because you know I've been watching the activity on the BTC since yesterday. What I will say is the distance seems to be about the same. We hit a high today in volume, y'all, of about 68. Well, let me break it down. 6,850,000-ish million. So we're down right now in volume, but we're up in price. So I expect to see that volume go back up. But we're really looking for, you know, you want kind of a good climb. You don't want too steep of a climb, y'all. So you don't want it to, you know, go from let's say 4 billion that we were yesterday to 7 billion in one business day. You don't want that. You know, I shouldn't say you don't want that because someone will misunderstand what I mean. It's more stable if it's gradual is what I'm trying to say. If it shoots up rapidly and we get into that 7 billion arena too fast, then the odds are that it will fall back down equally as fast. So
Right.
I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of happy to see the gradual movement. Um, and Joe and I were talking yesterday and earlier today, and we were kind of thinking, we might actually see 7 billion tomorrow,
Yeah. Hey, Chris, where's the third line on here?
Yeah.
Oh, where'd it go?
Where's the third line? Somebody stole the third line, brother.
I would look around, thought I turned it off and stuff.
So,
Hey,
I just wanted to mention that because I didn't know if anybody else was watching really closely. And let's see, Chris, what program are you watching Bitcoin on your desktop? Coin Market Cap. I have it in a tab right underneath my address bar where I can just click that sucker. But quite honestly, on climbs, on anything that looks like it could be bullish, I leave it open continuously and I just refresh it. So yeah. So we're happy. I mean, I'm happy at 75.25 right now. Hello.
I got other stuff making gains too, or well, we both do.
Absolutely.
So, and like some stuff, Chris told me to buy some stuff, and I did, and it's almost back to what it paid for it.
Well, it lost.
Hey, happy late birthday, Kim.
Yeah, happy late birthday, babe.
Today's Lindsay's birthday. My cousin Lindsay's birthday.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
So, that's one of those things where.
Did Gloria answer?
I don't know. Did she? Thanks, Gloria and Chris. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, Gloria. Crypto Glow.
Trying to horn in on my show.
She's doing it right, honey. She's co-hosting without co-hosting. Get ready.
She's hanging out. Terrible. She like watching TV.
I'm looking at that one that you're talking about. That we bought.
It's going up.
It's going to steadily rising. That's good.
Yeah, it is.
When we bought it, I would have liked to have bought it at its lowest peak, but I actually thought we were at its lowest peak. So,
yeah, I know. It's all fine.
See, it's not a perfect science, y'all. It really isn't. It's trial and error.
Try to hedge your bets a little bit. You know what I mean? If you see something and it's on a serious uptake and you're like, man, and you're not buying it in the dip, you're buying above that dip, but you're thinking, man, there's going to be a big run on this, then go ahead and buy it, but set your sell order maybe a little short, is what I'm thinking. Make up for your mess ups. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of a, well, up over here, but as long as you balance out, you're good.
So I want to share. Can I share a little bit of something that from our private meeting yesterday, Joe?
No sharing.
Huh?
There'll be no sharing, Chris.
No sharing? Oh, okay. I'll be quiet.
Share, buddy. Share.
Hey, Miss Kathy King. Aloha. Okay, so yesterday we had a private meeting. I'm not going to tell you who it was with because that's just wrong. But we had a private meeting. This person is branching out. They are, hey, Miss Dawn, I see you sneaking in. They're breaking out into the day trading, and we had a couple of different meetings with this person, just trying to get them comfortable, and they followed our advice to a T. They actually used a notebook. They picked out some stuff. They did it on paper without investing to see if they were in the right ballpark. And then guess what? They jumped out and they bought something. And yesterday, and that's really what it's all about. I mean, after you've done it 5-7 days, something like that, you pretty much know if you're in the right ballpark or not. I mean, I'm just saying. So, they jumped out, they bought their first cryptocurrency, and they wanted us to look at it. So we all got on a Zoom and we shared screen and we looked at it, and they picked a good one for a first run. And what amazed me, and this resonated with me after we got off the call, and I chewed on it most of the evening, really, because sometimes, and I'm just being honest, y'all, sometimes I think the things that that we talk about go in one ear and out the other. You know, they don't really stop in the middle and take up residency sometimes and stuff. But I was impressed that this gentleman, he really listened, and he, you know, he followed instruction. And here's the funny thing. Okay, Joe and I talk about doubling our money or adding a zero. Okay,
Yeah.
for the most part, and this gentleman, he scaled it back, and I love what he did. He scaled it back, and he said, "You know what I'm going to do?" And I said, "What's that?" Because I was asking him what his end game was, like where was he going to exit, and he said,
Right.
"You know, I think I just want to get 20% more than I bought for." And I was like, "What?" Because at first I thought I misheard him. I said, "What?" He said 20%, and I got to thinking about that thing, and I thought, gosh, you know, that's brilliant. And I got the bumps, y'all. I got the bumps. Look, okay, that's brilliant, and the reason that's brilliant, and so the student became the teacher for a moment, right?
The teacher.
And didn't even really know it. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're going to add that to our conversation now. Is let's start out with a 20%. Why? Because Joe and I were talking about that. He's going to jump in there, and his investment's not huge, okay? And it doesn't even really matter. He bought the coins. That's all that matters. And then he is going to set a sell order at 20% so that he can prove to himself that he's doing the right thing. Y'all, that
I mean, your success rate's going to go up. I mean, all the way. You know, it really is. You know, because that's a much easier, you know, 20% up is a whole lot easier than doubling.
Yes.
Like,
and it's confirmation all day long, Joe. It's confirmation all day long.
Quite honest with you, it doesn't matter if you make a nickel at a time or 1,000 at a time. Make that 1,000. You know what I mean? What it really comes down to is the money part of it. And so a lot of small investments are just as good as a few big ones.
Right.
You know,
absolutely.
I'm thinking, I mean, we're all pretty much invested in Bitcoin, whether you know it or not. So, you know,
yeah.
Everybody, by the way.
You kind of believe in Bitcoin whether you want to or not.
Yeah, if you got anything in Bitcoin, you're invested in it. That's just what it is. Sorry.
Yep.
Like, what? Really? Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, I'm serious.
You pulling my leg.
No, not at all. Not at all. No. When you take $300 in Bitcoin, you set it there, and it sits there for a little while because you're having some hiccups and some problems getting it out of there. And when you go to get it, it's $400 something. That's called an investment because you didn't put more money in there. It just grew.
There you go.
Profit. See, then you take that profit and go do other stuff with it, play with it, or whatever you want to do. You can go buy ice cream. I mean, yeah, ice cream's good, but you know what I'm saying. But I forgot what I was saying.
What I like is that, you know, this person listened. They you know, they mapped out where they wanted to go. They you know, they watched a few coins. They didn't jump in too fast. They bought some Bitcoin so they could move it onto the exchange because they didn't have any that, you know, they could play with. Like specifically, he bought Bitcoin just to do this with. And so he had that. And, you know, when he was ready, he was ready. And he pulled the trigger and then told us that he had done it. Like he didn't ask, is this right?
Exactly.
You know, is this the one I should buy? How much should I put in on it? He didn't ask any of those questions. Like he took the information that was given and he said, I'm going to buy this one. And he bought it. Done. Yeah. And I love that. I absolutely love that. And I love the 20% thing simply because, you know, if this is a bullish run, let's just say, for example, if this is a bullish run and he's owned this coin for 2 days now, if this is a bullish run that we're about to have and things take off, he's gonna hit his 20% in no time, like, you know, a week. Now, what better confirmation is there that you're doing something right than to get your investment plus your, you know, your 20% that you're wanting back in a week or so? I mean, that's huge.
No, that is huge. You know, and this, man, this still, you know, the whole thing that we were talking about how many people really understand what's going on or are actually involved in all this. There's guys, we're a select few. If so, like I said, when it was a $5,000, you wouldn't have been able to buy any of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything. It really would have.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So,
Well, and Joe, here's what's really funny, right? Like,
they're going. I think their heads going, "Yeah, I get it," and they don't. You know, hey guys,
here's what's really funny. Think about this for a second. Now, we're involved with an education company called Kryptogenics, and that's what we do. We educate people. We help them get into the arena of cryptocurrency, the revolution, if you will. Well, you know,
we guys, we really do. You know,
here's something funny to think about, though, Joe. Okay, now a lot of people. And yes, I'm talking to all y'all that if the shoe fits, buy it in every color and sport it. Okay. Now, here's what's really funny to me is a lot of people jumped into cryptogenics, right? That had never done a trade, had never ever looked at an ICO. But wait a minute, you don't fit this category. Hang on. Had never done an ICO. The most that they had ever done was created a wallet, bought some Bitcoin, and gave it to someone else to do something with. Okay?
Right.
Now, they jumped into cryptogenics thinking they were going to do the same thing with us. Well, we don't do that. Okay? What we do is we educate people. We give them the message. We give them the written word, if you will, to take and to actually implement. Okay? So, okay, here's what's really funny. I bet you there's 10% of people, probably less than 10%, honestly. There's probably less than 10% of people that are actually doing the deal. Like they're day trading, they're participating in ICOs, they're mining. This is what you call really doing cryptocurrency, y'all. Giving someone else your money and telling them to go make some money for you, that is not doing cryptocurrency. Has nothing to do with doing cryptocurrency. It's called making a fast buck. And if you're not using your education and jumping in with both feet and doing a little day trading, doing a little ICO if you're into that, doing a little mining if you're into that, well then guess what? Funny thing is, it is what it is. It is what it is. So we are beyond, in my opinion, we are beyond where we were wanting to be, you know, as a group. So you can pat yourself on the back if you're part of cryptogenics. You can, yeah, he's fighting a fly. You can absolutely pat yourself if you're in cryptogenics and you are getting your toes wet in ICOs or getting your toes wet in mining or getting your toes wet in day trading, because that is what this is about, y'all. If you're not doing that, you really aren't in the crypto world. You can say you own crypto, okay? You can say you own it, but you're not in it. So you got to be in it. And once you get in it, it gets in you. And once it gets in you, it is game over. Am I right, Joe?
You're right. I was fighting a glow. There's a glow fly. No, Gloria mentioned something, and you know I had to give her the whiteboard so she could. I was fighting a fly at one point, and then I was, yeah, both.
We got you.
But okay. She said something to mention about the when you're trading, look at what markets it's trading on, because like okay, like you might just go ahead and be like, I'm gonna sign up with this stupid market just so I can get this thing bought, because you get caught up in it, and they. Like something like, let's say, call it Yobit. And you're like, oh, wait, so in the last 24 hours, it traded $200 worth of this crap. Oh, I'm glad it's cheaper on there. I can buy all I want, but you're never going to be able to sell it.
Right.
You know, it's just one of those things. And so always be careful of that. She was wanting me to remind you guys that, because apparently I have a new co-host.
Absolutely. You know, and Gloria and Jeff give us a lot of good stuff.
What?
It's the way I realized that yesterday. I didn't
Oh, she didn't realize that yet.
Oh,
When
okay.
all her trades, all that she's done,
Uh-huh.
like the 24-hour market thing. It just kind of dawned on her yesterday when she was looking at it, and she was like, "Oh, wait a second, they don't trade any of it." I was like, "No." So yeah, you can buy it cheaper, but you're stuck with it.
Right.
And she decides to jump over there and do it, and then you get a lot of these exchanges that are the smaller ones, and it seems like the more confusing they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like the more it's ridiculous, and they got dice games you can play, this you can play, this what you can
Who
play.
cares?
You're like, no, damn it, I just want to buy and sell the stuff. That's all I need
I
to
just
know.
want to buy and sell and turn it back into fiat when I want to spend it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Or Bitcoin. Or
Right.
something.
Exactly. Turn it into something.
Yeah. Turn it into Dogecoin in a minute.
Joe coin.
Dogecoin.
Joe coin. So, Gloria's absolutely right. And that's a point that we hadn't discussed at all that I can remember. And, I had said to Joe and to Gloria when we started looking at getting back into day trading, because they wanted to do some day trading and I wanted to get back into it. So, when we were talking about day trading, I said, you want to watch these different exchanges, and you want to stay with the more popular, the more solid ones if you can. And then, what's really funny is you can't do that completely, because if you really want a coin, sometimes they start out on these little pinany little things,
Yeah.
and you have no choice but to open an account with them. But you also, and Gloria brings up a very good point, if you're going to buy that on that penny ante exchange, know that you're probably not going to be able to sell it, because it's going to have to hit a larger exchange before you can move it. And that's real important. Real important.
Okay, do you want to hear my ICO idea?
Yeah, tell me all about it.
I wrote it down. It's right here.
You wrote it down?
That produce hydroelectric energy.
Okay.
That's it. It's real simple. And you're going, well, how are you going to do that? Well, go make a phone call to somebody that does hydroelectric systems. The one I know I'm calling. I know that. Go make that phone call. That's one call.
Okay.
We're going to find some buildings to put it on top of.
Okay.
Reclaim all the water. Okay. We're going to get some storage containers.
Okay.
This is all few phone calls. Okay. Going to build the white sheet, start the ICO. Boom. There you go. Now, am I going to have a bunch of lawyers on staff? No, I'm just going to do it. You know what I mean? I'm just going to do it.
Welcome, Barack.
But it's pretty simple. And what I'm trying to say is this is how easy stuff is to do right now. You know what I mean? Okay, I got another idea. Let's put let's take electricity to parts of let's say Africa, parts somewhere in Africa. I don't care what country. Let's use Nigeria, for instance.
All right.
If there's parts they don't have good clean water, Dawn, guess where I am? I don't know where yet, Dawn.
Outside your front door.
But okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some solar power.
Okay.
Let's make a phone call to I don't know who's a solar power person. Let's call Tesla. Let's just call them, see if they can put us in contact with anybody. Or hell, maybe they. Okay, they're like, well, how are you gonna get everything there? Well, let's call DHL. Let's call FedEx. Let's call UPS. See who wants to help. Okay. Well, now you're going to need some heavy equipment and shit to do this with, because you're going to be drilling water wells, right? We're not just giving them electric. We're giving them water and electric. You need electric to pump the water, guys. That's just that simple. Okay. And this isn't somewhere that's on a coast. So you can't use hydroelectric power. Okay. So we're going to call Caterpillar. We're going to call Volvo. We're going to call Komatsu. We're going to call different companies and say, hey, we need one of these machines. This is what we want to do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to talk in every airline we can to try and get people over there to fly.
Yes.
Then you know who really needs it. Well, we're going to talk to Doctors Without Borders, because they probably got a good idea of where help's really needed.
Yep.
So, guys, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 things to change the world. to make
Change the
someone
face of the
else
planet.
electricity.
Mhm.
Okay, electricity. Okay, you get electric, you become healthier. I'm sorry, but you do. There's less people born because you got more to do. Okay, it frees women, people. It does. They don't have to stay in the house and cook. You know what I mean? You don't have a bunch of kids to tend the land because you got all these things. Okay, and I know that sounds sexist, but it's not. It's the opposite. You know what I mean? I mean, electricity is feminism. You know, and I know that kind of sounds silly, but these are revolutions. And what I'm going to is this third industrial revolution that we're in right now that no one's paying attention to. And you need to be. You're in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You have an opportunity to do something on the scale of a Rockefeller, on the scale of Vanderbilt. You know what I mean? Okay, Rockefeller had all the oil, right? We know what we were talking about. Rockefeller was Standard Oil. Okay. Okay. He said, "Hey, I need to ship it across the country, so I got to use the railroads. The railroads, they didn't get along real well on it. Blah 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 blah. A bunch of BS." He said, "Screw you! I'm building a pipeline." How's that? Well, you can't do that. So then he got the pipeline and he got all the shipping because he had that much oil being moved. Okay. Didn't have anything to begin with. You know what I mean? And most times in the world, that was a time during a revolution when something was happening, and we're in it again. You know, it's time to get moving, time to get going. You know what I mean? All those things that you think, man, I wish I could help those people I see on TV over there. Those are real people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they really are. I'm gonna have to cut this short because I didn't plug my phone in, and I've got about 20% left. But sorry. But you can really help them now, and this is the thing. This thing to where it can be done. You don't need millions and millions and millions of dollars to do any of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You need to get your word out,
Right.
and all the tools are the word out. The funding source is there, guys. That's what this ICO thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fund.
It's all it is.
It's all it is. Okay, and it's a penny stock to start a business. You know what I mean? And you've got millions of people buying. So you can raise capital. You know, you can, and I'm telling you what, okay, maybe Tesla says, okay, so look, you can put Tesla up on there and be like, hey man, is it okay if we put that you're with us on this? Oh yeah, man, you're helping people. It's fantastic. Cool. What if FedEx says, yeah, man, we'll ship some crap over there for you. No problem. Okay, Caterpillar says, yeah, we'll get you a well drilling rig. You know what I mean? Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't know, some airline. I don't know. Maybe it's Lufthansa. Who knows? You know, decides to help out of Germany. You know, boom, we put them on the website.
Right.
Then doctor orders. Oh, looky there. Oh, they're sweet too. They're not just big business. They're sweet. You know, they're trying to help people because that's what we're really ultimately trying to do. Put all those names up there and see if something does.
Yeah, absolutely. You partner with those type of people, and you're going to bring world renowned publicity.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now,
exactly.
You know, Joe has a good point, and what comes to my mind when he's talking about being able to fundraise more or less, right?
Right.
It's kind of like gifting with a twist. You know,
right.
You can gift so much, right?
Right.
It's legal in the United States anyway to gift so much money per year to one person or one entity, and then you can gift some more to another entity or whatever in that same amount. The only difference that I see is this: you know, you're gifting with the hope and the expectation of possibly building something that will bring you guys, you know, a return. Now, is it a return of your investment in full? We don't know. Is it a return in your investment in full plus? We don't know. So, you know, it is like gifting. I mean, seriously, ICOs is kind of like gifting. If you wanted to simplify it, just take all of the trash and the headaches and the big words and all the confusing stuff out of it and just simplify it. It's basically gifting with a twist of a hope to create something in return. Okay, so
but I don't want people to think right now I'm asking for help.
Yeah.
I'm not dollars and cents. I'm not asking for. I mean, you can throw some in the account. Tell me to go open one real quick. You know what I mean? I'll call it and start throwing money in if you want. But I need help doing it. You know what I mean? I need help writing papers. I need, someone to keep everybody on track. Which I can keep everybody on track. But what I'm saying is, I want to see involvement. You know what I mean? That's the important part. Whether anything ever gets done or not, hell, I don't know. You know what I mean? But let's shot. You know what I mean? You didn't get anywhere sitting on your damn hands.
Right.
Pardon my language, and I'm not being forceful towards people either. I'm just excited. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make a difference. I want to change things.
Mm-hmm.
I want to wait for everybody else to tell me how to do it and what to do it and all this other stuff. That's not me. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I don't want to play follow the lead. You know what I mean?
Figure it out as you go.
Like, I'm the leader. Come on, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get going.
Figure it out as you go, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I hope that doesn't make anybody mad or nothing. I'm trying to do. It's just I want to, lead my too. You know what I mean? And blaze your own path, I guess you'd say. And you want to help something, go help it. Let's do it. Cleaning up the ocean patch, guys. They come up with all this crap. All you need is a damn barge and a net and a boat. You know what I mean? But you can't get the little teeny tiny particles. Okay, fine. I can't get the teeny tiny particles, but I can get the big stuff. I can get some of it. It's like, if you can't do everything, then don't do anything. That's not the approach, guys. That's the wrong approach.
Right.
Absolutely. Do the plumbing. You go ahead and build the house and get somebody else to help with plumbing, right? Still need the damn house, whether you got indoor or outdoor plumbing, I would think. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And, Joe, that's a great point. They've been arguing over all of this island of trash in our ocean. And, they're not doing anything about it because they can't seem to come up with a solution that's going to be 100% effective. Well, if we come up with a solution that's 70% effective, aren't we 70% better off than we were? I mean, come on. I just don't understand people that have to have all of the answers. And I'm not putting anyone down. Please don't take it that way. I just don't. My mind doesn't work on a level that allows me to understand that I have to have all the answers and all of my T's crossed and all my I's dotted for me to move forward. I just don't understand that.
I mean, I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I say start doing something, figure it out.
That's why we get along, Joe.
It's like, the first step is the first step. Hey, you know what? If you're in a chair and you didn't know how to walk and you were just learning how to walk, what's the first step? Take the first step. You know what I mean? It's real simple. Well, I mean, I'm not making light of that. If you can't walk, it's not, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Yeah, one foot in front of the other. Exactly, Bethany. Exactly.
If you're teaching a child how to walk, it's one foot in front of the other.
And I'm not trying to goat anybody into doing anything. I'm really just asking for help.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want something on here that we're in cryptogenics and we know quite a bit of stuff. And we know different things and we can network together and help. You know what I mean? Really, we don't
Let's make a difference with our knowledge.
Right. And the decentralization of it all is the peer-to-peer education. What it is, guys. You know what I mean? Let's hey, because I mean, we're going to a big sharing society. Rather, it's not a big hippie thing or socialism thing. It's just the way things are going to work out. If they're going to work out, they're going to work out this way. If not, they're not going to work out. I mean, we can't keep doing it. We just really can't. I mean, whether you believe, I don't care what's causing the ice to melt and the water to rise and the sun to be too hot. Whatever's causing it needs to be stopped. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's just it. See some of the garbage hitting there's garbage in the Hawaiian shores off the thing because it's off the coast. There's a big one the size of bigger than Texas out there.
It's nuts.
I was thinking one of the Bahamas would be the easiest one because there's land close to it. You know what I mean? The garbage patch. And I'm sorry, just damn fishing net. Get a bunch of genies from Forrest Gump, shrimp boats. We get boats, jump in on it.
Right.
Who wouldn't help?
Right.
All green. Yep. whether you like Greenpeace or not. I don't care. I don't care who I borrow it from. If I got to borrow it from the right wing, the left wing, the down the middle, the liberal, it doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
Correct.
I want to get it done, you know? And I the hang-ups with everything. Why are you so hung up on this and that, that? You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody knows any politicians out there, but I was kind of raised in a family of them. So they're all crooks, guys. There you go. Here.
Joe, that wasn't nice.
Any elected official's a damn crook. That's just do it.
All right.
I don't judge or what. There's nothing mean about it. Why doesn't KGX develop a foundation? Hey, I got an idea, Sharon. Why don't we develop a foundation? How about that's what I'm talking about. Let's not ask them to do it. Let's us do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Knowledge to us for us to use.
Right.
And that's the thing. Sitting around waiting for everybody else to do something. That I'm here to be bigger than life. You know what I mean? And I love all the opportunities I've been given, and I'm going to use them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want your kid to come work for you if you teach them an education, or do you want them to go out there and make something bigger than you ever thought of?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. You know, you're on the right idea. You know what I mean? But they're busy too. You know what I mean? We can do this stuff.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Few updates. So I start vacation tomorrow. Don't know whether I'll be on live on a daily basis or not. So want to make everybody aware. I'll miss everybody, but you know, it is what it is. I'll do my best. And then tonight we have our first call with Stephen McCullough, Core 5 member, who is going to start doing the Wednesday calls. Now, remember, we're doing this Wednesday night, okay? But then we're skipping next Wednesday night because he's going to be on vacation. So, and then everybody says, well, what is this call exactly about? Well, it's going to be news about cryptogenics, right? It's going to be questions and answers that, you know, Core 5 will be able to answer that maybe us Pinnacles can't answer or the founders can't answer. It's going to be a lot of information. And the good part about that is everyone will feel as if though they're part of the loop, okay? And it'll keep people kind of greased, lubricated a little bit, allowing people to feel like they're part of the information pipeline as opposed to just being dripped on. So that's a really good thing. I was honored and humbled when Stephen brought it up, and you know, Joe and I said, sure, absolutely, we'll do it. So we're looking really forward to that. We'd love to have everybody on. Of course, that's going to be on our kgxglobal.info channel, and it will be at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So, you know, we look forward to seeing everybody over there tonight. You know, Joe, I think you said a lot of things today. When I called you today, I actually remember saying to you, you know, I'm going to be the guest today, and you be the lead. And, you know, the information that you gave, the things that you were talking about, like, you know, being that leader, taking the information, doing something with it, not waiting for everybody else, not waiting for permission. You know, guys, gals, sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay. And that's not related to any one thing in particular. Like I'm not referring to the Core 5 or anything like that. I don't want anybody to misunderstand. Okay. But oftentimes, you know, we sit idle because we say we don't know what to do. We're waiting for someone else to start. Well, how about be the starter? You know, if you step on somebody's toes,
apologize.
You know,
and that's the problem where you run into things in business is you're only allowed so much transparency, no matter how transparent you're saying you are.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just because you've got new things, there's a plan, there's a program, there's all this going on and coming down the rails to keep things working.
Yes.
You know what
absolutely.
I mean? Fuel depot down the train station. You know what I mean? At the train station, there's a fuel depot. You know what I mean? And you got to have it down there. You can't get everywhere just right there. But sometimes it's okay to take initiative yourself and just do things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Become a part of what the company's wanting to do also, and they're going to help you with it. Or go, hey, we're doing this. And you say, hey, I want to get involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can do this if you want to, but I'm doing it also, and that's it. I mean, you're not going to tell me I can't do something, period. That's just the way that goes. I mean, okay, fine. I mean, there's legal stuff, obviously.
That's okay, Emma.
Not, hey, I think you got a great idea too. Let's start working on this. Let's find this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, a lot of times people can't tell you either. There's non-disclosure agreements. There's a lot of law in it. I mean, and you're just going, you're like, screw this. I'm just going to go do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So am I going to try and, you're not trying to outdo anybody either. You're just trying to get it. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times people think other people are trying to step on their toes, and that's not what's happening, I don't think, most of the time. Now, sometimes straight up steal your damn idea. You know what I mean? So keep your ideas to yourself, I guess. Or if you guys want to go do all this stuff I just said, please go do it. It's done.
Somebody needs to do it.
I got an uncle that's in heavy equipment.
Somebody needs to do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I've got some ideas. We know a solar company too, guys, don't we? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of that stuff that's out there. You gotta position yourself for that generational wealth too.
Mm-hmm. Stick your head up. I mean? Don't bury it in the sand.
Everybody else that. You know what I mean? I need it myself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference in employees and employers. Employees, the employer pays their bills, if you want to know the real truth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I prefer being that employer, not the one who's getting my bills paid. That's just the way I am. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But people say, I hate my boss. Well, roof over your head? Because they pay for you.
Right.
I mean, I hate to say it, it's trades of goods and services, but that's the thing. I prefer to be on that level, that higher level on that one. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. If I go broke, it's my ass. I'm the reason I went broke.
Yeah. Nobody to blame.
Yeah, there's no boss to fire me,
Hey, Joe.
But, yeah.
Let's tell everybody bye for today. You want to tell them you love them?
Yep, love y'all.
We do. We love y'all. So we hope we see everybody tonight, right? Yeah. So we'll talk to you guys tonight. Thank you guys for coming. Because of you, we do what we do, and we appreciate you. Thanks, everyone. Yep. Talk to you later. Bye.